Oh no, oops. I don't know why I did that. Sorry about that, guys. How are you all doing today? Welcome to Morning Coffee with Brad, today edition. I totally messed up this morning and didn't have my times correct, but welcome to Wednesday, August 12th. Happy to have you here with us this morning. We're going to talk about another day of weather. Somebody's a little frustrated about what's going on outside right now, and I can tell you 100% it's me. So let me get this adjusted a little bit. We've got a little bit of a new setup going on here. Not going to probably be able to spend a whole amount of time like I have been Morning Coffee with Brad wise right now. I have new internet coming today, guys. Hopefully this is going to speed up some things. I'm not going to lie, I have Xfinity. Not really living up to the bargain that I was hoping we would get. I even moved my internet out here to this office, hardwired wise, and yeah, so it's just not really getting what I want. So yeah, so today we're going to talk a little bit about weather. Hopefully you're excited about that. We're going to talk a little bit about some weather news, and we will enjoy ourselves a little bit here today. So bear with me, getting a couple things set up for you here. First thing we're going to talk about the radar that's out there right now. I'm going to go ahead and just pull that up, blast that up there. Don't forget your coffee this morning. It's interesting out there. So that's your current look at the radar. Things are moving the same direction they were yesterday out of the northwest. It's definitely got a more southeast pull to it. We've been seeing a lot more of the easterly direction. I don't know how I slept through the rest of that, guys. I'm sorry. But there it goes. The rain and storms that are out there right now. Got another one coming in about a half an hour. These are actually moving pretty quick in comparison to what we've been seeing the last few days. That rain up around Rochester looks like it's drying out a little bit. Definitely not as intense as it was. So kind of keeping an eye on that and seeing where that's going to go. You'll notice we're not out chasing. We were caught off guard a little bit by some of the rain today. I haven't slept really well in the last couple days, and actually was sleeping pretty good when my wife was like, "Hey," and I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "I think you need to go." I was like, "No," but it's fine. So anyway, we're gonna look at the weather models today. Here shortly, go over what the rest of your day is gonna look like. One interesting thing is rain is back in the picture today. We talked a little bit last night after we finished chasing that. I wasn't expecting anything other than maybe a scattered storm today. I know instability was going to go up again today, but I didn't expect this. I kind of saw that we were going to have a little bit of a moisture cutoff, and we may have had a scattered storm today, and then that we were going to get back in a little bit more rain tomorrow for Thursday. So I was just a little taken aback this morning when I got woken up to go look at the radar. So, but here we are in all of its glory. So, excuse me. Before we talk about tomorrow, let's talk a little bit about events yesterday. I got a little bit of some cool information that I wanted to share with you guys. So yesterday's storm system that failed to actually come through to us, it stopped just short, but we'll call it finished at Kosciuszko County, right? That storm system traveled 300 miles, and it had a length of the storm system over 60 miles. and it began around 8 a.m. and lasted through noon. It had contained at least 575 plus mile per hour gust reports over its lifespan. Numerous measured wind gusts exceeded 75 miles per hour. And so there's a lot of storm reports that are still being looked at as far as what damage goes and everything like that. Yesterday, when I was on the phone with Don, I said, "Do you think they might classify this as a derecho?" And he said, "Absolutely." And I said, "All right. Well, guys, preliminary results are showing they may classify yesterday as a derecho. So it's a huge blessing that didn't make it through to us. It definitely initially had the energy to come through and smack us pretty hard. So I'm glad it didn't get that opportunity. I'm glad that it sucked in some nice stable air behind it and stopped it just before it got to us. Saw a lot of damage tracks on some of the reports that were coming through on social media last night. Up there around Michigan City, Hammond, and Valparaiso, where some of those winds were just absolutely astronomical. And you had one lady that had a garage door that was pushed in. And that garage door was not hit by anything else. You can just tell it was just the wind, just poof, it caves the garage door in. So you're like, man, look at that, right? So you really start thinking about, man, what could wind really do, if you're caught off guard? And the answer is a lot. Wind can do a lot. So it's always important to just be careful out there, if that makes sense. So we're gonna jump into settings on this just a little bit real quick, because apparently I haven't got it really that's not what I want. All right, I guess I don't need it. All right, let's go to the models here, guys. And let's talk about what tomorrow is going to today. I'm still stuck in yesterday, because yesterday was just interesting, to say the least. So let's jump into the models for today. Okay, there was that. Stop what you're doing. Thank you. All right. So we're gonna look at this together. First time, Columbia City. Do you know when or if Columbia City will get hit? Dominic, always coming in right at the right time. So we're getting ready to go over the model guidance right now. We're going to do this together because obviously it changed. I'm not going to jump into Thursday just yet, but we're going to look at right now today. So that's as of 3 a.m., which is weird because that's like already passed. 7 a.m.? Okay, I can buy that, right? So from what we just saw on the actual radar, things are a little ahead of where the model is. So things are moving a little faster, probably. Some scattered showers, but that's concerning. So that's kind of like the same setup that we had yesterday, guys. So a big Boeing segment going across the northern part of the state, and then dropping south. So that's 2 p.m. It's showing some real strength right there in Rochester. It's going to say severe, probably. It's nothing. Could be a microburst. Let's go out in front of it a little bit. There it is. Severe. Okay. All right. So as we're looking at the soundings and everything here. Wind is definitely a threat this afternoon. So as your kids are coming back from school, we're going to get hit pretty good. It looks like, and that's from Sturgis, Michigan, all the way down to Indianapolis. And that's just the precipitation side of the house there that you're looking at there. If we were able to pull up the severe weather, instability wise. So this is the instability that's there. That's up into the 3,000. So we're over here in Huntington. Just give me the pin. So we're here. Keep that in mind. Look at that. I love that. I'd love to see that. Thursday evening. All right. It's good to look at the instability. That's just surface level. So we can go most unstable. It's kind of how life has felt lately with all this rain and everything. So this is the most unstable. It's right now. So that's as that moves through. And then it looks like it starts to die down after it passes us. So 2 to 3 o'clock time frame looks very interesting. And you can see that pocket of stable air that moves in right behind it there in northwest Indiana all the way over to Fort Wayne. And then things are going to start to die down. Excuse me. As it gets to the Ohio line, and then it really dies out. So could this, somebody asking, Brad, could this be, a derecho? Number 2. I mean, I'm not saying no. I need to get rid of that pen. Hold on. Still getting used to this. All right. So you can see we have our friend starting all the way over here when it starts to gather itself together. And that's 8 a.m. So right now it's 7:19. So it's going to be starting to gather itself there in Iowa. That's very possible. Does the green mean no rain? Are we so I guess I don't understand the question. Were we on the radar or were we on the model there? I'll kind of give that a second because I don't want to get too far ahead of you here. That's why I was confused there for a second, but that's okay. And I know this has like a little bit of a lag to it, guys, so that's why sometimes I'm patient with comments and things like that. But I want to answer that question as best as I can, because if we're looking at reflectivity, the green is rain. It's just lighter rain. And the cool thing I can do with this, if I don't want to see that lighter stuff and I just want to focus on the heavy, I can like remove the lighter rain there. But if we're looking at, let's go with this. I don't think there was any green in this at all. So, I mean, we got flood watches and warnings down here, flood advisories. There's no green in this. Hopefully I answered your question. If I didn't, let me know, send me a message. We can talk about weather models and things like that all day if you want. I don't mind. So let's get out of the weather models. Let's go to outlooks today. Let's go to Storm Prediction Center. Convective outlook. So as bad as that looks, they have us and 1 out of 5 for marginal. So we have marginal risk of severe thunderstorms today. Tornado 2% down south here. Wind 15% here. We're in 5% up here. And then we're barely cutting into that hail possibility. I think they're wrong. I think that needs to be extended to the east. That's just me. Thursday, looking at the same categories, no tornado, wind is down south, hail is down south. I think that's probably a pretty good assessment for tomorrow. Friday, we kind of come back into it a little bit. And then Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, there's a low predictable answer on that, which is good. Because we're going to get out of it a little bit. We're going to get out of the rain. We're going to have to be careful, though, or mud might dry out. So anyway, today's the important day. We're going to look at that level 1 out of 5 for us through the Storm Prediction Center, saying we have a marginal risk of severe weather. In my mind, I would put us in that nice yellow area, kind of expand that up a little bit before turning it down. That's just me. That is just me. There are no mesoscale discussions. The mesoscale discussions are what I use to go in and get an in-depth look at what the Storm Prediction Center is saying before they issue a watch or things like that. And sometimes they say, we're not going to issue a watch because blah. So later today, you'll probably see us out there, and if I'm sharing the radar, you might see like a big circle like this or something. On my old radar, it used to be blue, but that would be a mesoscale discussion, not a tornado warning. We kind of had a little bit of confusion at first on this because I was like, so I need to try to see if I can change that color scheme, because that would be very important for me. I don't think red is a good color for that. It just pops up too much. On my old radar system, it used to be blue. So, but yeah, if you see something like that, that's not a huge tornado warning. That's not a tornado watch. It's a discussion on if there's going to be a watch or not and why. And we can always get into that and see those later. So the Climate Prediction Center, we come out and we take a look here. The next 6 to 10 days, it's going to stay a little warm, guys. Not too bad, but it's going to stay a little warm. And then the next 8 to 14 days, we start to see that downward trend a little bit. And then the month of August is just a little warmer than usual. So, we can look at that. That's awesome. I love this. I love that we can go over that. The Weather Prediction Center, excessive rainfall outlook, we're still in it to win it. And we're going to stay in it. See, that's what bugs me. Marginal risk tomorrow, but it's going to rain a lot. So, and they have us in scattered storms. We'll get into tomorrow a little bit more as it goes. And then through Saturday, we're staying in there. Sunday, we start to get out of it. We start seeing this break in the weather pattern. And we'll go over why here in a little bit. So that's what it looks like right now. Let's go back into the models. Let's go precipitation. So this is a brighter outlook from farther behind. We got a severe thunderstorm watch, I believe is what that is. Yes. Out there in Iowa kicking off. So keep in mind, we're looking at 2-3 o'clock time frame on for when things are going to get kind of serious around here. I'll be out chasing. I might hold off going to the VA today, depending on where things are. So a little bit about me. Take a little break here on that. So I've had a lot of doctor's appointments lately and things like that. Some of you guys have probably seen me out in town rolling around in a wheelchair. I'm not going to hold that back anymore. I'll be honest with you on that. So most of you know I had neck surgery. They cut me open right here. Oh, he left before I could answer. That's why we stick around. I'm just kidding. Send us a private message on that, Dominic, whether it was on the models or just the regular radar. And after I'm done here, we can chat about that, and I'll be able to better understand what you're asking. But yeah, so the neck surgery I had, a lot of it went great. For the first 6 weeks after neck surgery, I was walking 4 miles a day. Things were going really well. I was losing weight. I was happy. And a few weeks ago, it feels like a year ago, things started changing. Part of my hand started going numb on my left hand. This arm's already kind of numb, kind of useless. Oh, nice. And then as time went on, hopefully you did your hair. I'm just saying. I kind of look okay. I could get my picture taken today, guys. What do you think? Maybe do that old stylish, Anywho, but so things started changing. My balance started getting bad. I started falling all over everything, and so we got some appointments set up. Talked to my doctor. Everything's going good. She puts in the consults. We need to get an MRI of your neck. We need to get an MRI of your foot because I tore my. Oh yes, it could be a derecho this evening or this afternoon. Yes. And I need physical therapy. My tailbone's displaced. I got some other back issues. So they put in all the consults. Well, the VA in all of their glory canceled some of my consults and tried to merge some of my consults into one. So when finding that out yesterday, that it wasn't fixed like they told me it was a couple weeks ago, the lady at the community care appointment center that I was talking to, made it seem like it was my fault. So it just, I'm trying to say this without getting mad, but she's like, well, you're gonna have to call your primary care and you're gonna have to get this straightened out. And I was like, you guys are the ones that messed this up. You wanted to take two different consults, merge them together, and it messed everything up. And without you guys reading anything, you said, oh, there's two MRIs here. One's a duplicate. So I have one MRI scheduled, and now for some reason I have to go back through my primary care and say, hey, they made a mistake and canceled my other MRI. Can you put that back in for me, please? When they have an open consult that's less than 30 days old, they could probably just piggyback on that and open it up. So either way, I argued with her a little bit yesterday. This is when I was sitting over at Walmart and I was like, hey guys, I got to take this. I thought it was actually just my doctor instead. It was just some lady over there that doesn't know how to do her job. So sorry, I'm kind of on soapbox on that. That's what's going on with me right now. I have a wheelchair that I use. I have a walker that I'm using to get around. Stubbornness is getting the best of me. I fall down sometimes. But we're not going to let this hold us back. We're going to keep moving. Hopefully we can get a look at this sooner than later, get things squared away. Otherwise, the issues that I do have become more of a permanent risk. It took long enough for them to get in to fix my neck because the VA took their time, that my right arm has a lot of numbness and that might be permanent. And, some of my balance issues may be permanent, but not all of it. I can deal with some of it, right? So it's just pretty frustrating. So either way, all right, I'm going to get off my soapbox on that. We're going to get back into the weather, and then we'll see if there's any news out there that I can cover for you guys. We'll talk about some roads and what's going on out there. Holy cow, do you guys see that? Is that temperatures? That is a wind report. All right, so we're already seeing 70, 80, and 100-mile-an-hour wind reports out of this. That is not good. Let's go to radar. let's do this one. All right, we'll do that one. Nebraska. So there's a 60. What's this one here? Power pole knocked over. Some residents without power. Numerous large tree branches down. So maybe the wind is calming down a little bit right now, and it's going to recycle. 57's no joke. They got a high chance of 60 plus miles per hour, and moderate chance 50% of 75. Wow, that is impressive. So one other cool thing I can do about this. You guys ready for this? Hopefully you are. I have a national radar now. Boom. It even reaches up into Canada a little bit, eh? Of course. If there will be a derecho, will any hit? Yes. You guys are going to be right in line for that, unfortunately. And it's going to be... What time do you get off school? Like 2:30? 3 o'clock? But, I mean, that's going to be go time. So, you know, if you're a bus driver, I mean, driving a big Twinkie, and, I mean, if you know anything about a bus, I mean, it's basically a big wind bag or wind catcher. So that could be exciting. So once we get to that point of the day, let's loop this, see what it looks. So this looks like it'd probably go south. Oh, I don't have that. I still got to decide whether I'm going to buy this or not. What do you guys think of this? 3 and I get home if it's the same as last year at 3:30. Oh, okay. Are you guys actually in school today up there? I know school started for us last week. All right, guys. So that is that's what I got as far as weather today. Tomorrow, let's look at the weather model for tomorrow so we can get my stuff together here. Stop. There it goes. I tell you what, that thing freaking hauls. I'm going to assume it's tomorrow evening. There it is. 6, 7, 8. Boom. That follows right along what we were looking at earlier as far as the instability goes when it comes back in and comes through, if you guys remember that. So we have a little bit of marginal severe weather coming through tomorrow. Hail risk. Tornado risk isn't really all that great. There's a little bit of that left and right movement. Might see a little bit of hail in that, so that could be interesting. Maybe. We'd have to look at the updraft. Possibility of some small hail. Oh, whoops. Small to none is what I'm looking at there. So possibly no hail. But tornado risk for today is it's low. It's not zero. Give me 1 second. We'll actually look at that here in a moment. There it is. So it's not zero. But if you look here, it's less than 1%. So if I look at that, we request the sounding on that. We'll kind of come down here and look. It is severe, yes. Tornado probability based on EF2 is pretty low. But yeah, 0.9 for a fixed tornado probability. The slinkies don't even look all that great. I wouldn't necessarily be worried about a tornado, but keep in mind when you have a big wind bag coming in like a fist, right? I guess it goes this way, and punching some of this drier air that we have in front of it, anything could really happen. So I don't want to give it a no, and I don't want to give it a yes, but the risk is low enough that I'm not necessarily worried about that for the rest of this model run. Now, if we look at this is, I don't know if it's going to be a supercell. We have that risk. So lightning density around 3 as this comes in between 2 and 3 o'clock, that's actually pretty good. I mean, we're not going to need it. We're going to be in the middle of the day. This is your max hail size. 3/4 inch in Huntington possible, up a little above an inch. So hail up to an inch is possible today in these storms. So keep that in mind as we're out and about. So and there's the energy of the storm itself. And in a general fashion, it's going to die right as it comes through Huntington. So we'll keep an eye on that as it goes through. This is just a model. This is a little bit higher up. Yet again, just as soon as it goes through, it's out of there. And then let's talk about snow next week. I'm just kidding. Seeing if you're paying attention. We're not talking about the S word yet. We got way too far to go before that happens. So one thing we can look at here, these are the current temperatures over the national swing. I wish Alaska was included in that. You guys see that? Isn't that crap? It's terrible. And I don't know why. You zoom out and it's like, New York, okay. Seattle, Los Angeles, Miami. So we can see where that nice warm front is down here in the lower part of the state. Dips down, goes around the Appalachians a little bit, and then boom. So we see relief. Where's my pen? We see relief right there. Right? That's the cutoff. That's where relief is happening. That's the back part of this weather, and then it kind of cuts off like this, right? So I love that. I'm ready for some 60s and some pumpkin spice coffee. Oops. I don't know what that is. All right, dew points. Let's look at the dew points. So we are currently sitting in the 70s as far as dew points. Anything above 60 is where I start going, hey, that's going to be fun. But hey, that's going to be fun. That looks absolutely fantastic. So in other news, I can tell you one thing, guys. This is actually kind of cool. Let me get on my soapbox here for a minute. We talked yesterday about the possibility of us getting 6 inches of rain over this few day span. And I can tell you we have about another 1.5 to 2 inches coming. It could be as high as 3. Excuse me. So that being said, as we get in through the rest of the work week here, I guess we'll say today's Wednesday, right? Yes, Wednesday. So as we get through the rest of your Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, by the end of Saturday, we could definitely see another 3 inches of rain. If we get another 3 inches of rain, that's going to put us, I think it's over 10.3 inches. So we're looking somewhere between 8 and 10 inches of rain is our probability point right now, which is pretty significant. So I think that's really cool. That's a lot of rain. I need to do that. We're doing that. Doing that. Sorry, guys, getting something else popped up here for you guys before I pop it back on the screen. Just a little bit more information. So, and then we're going to talk about a little bit of news. I'm going to see what I can find out there. That way you guys don't have to doom scroll at your desk at work. Like, who wants to do that? I do. So we can see this is from the National Weather Service, weather.gov. This is open air access for everybody, including you. If you want some of this same information, you just go to weather.gov, click on forecast, put in your location, and you can get the same information. We have a flood watch currently. I don't know why they didn't show up on my radar. Excessive rainfall, low lying. So we've had 2 to 5 inches of rain yesterday with isolated pockets over 6. So, imagine that plus a couple other days and then getting a little bit more rain today, putting us over that 10 inches of rain in 1 week. How are we not just out there floating our way to work? Let's get in the motorboat and let's just take off. Got to go to work, honey. Got to get on the old Evinrude. And then there's a flood advisory for some of the rain that just came through. That's just to our south. So crazy. We made it through our playlist this morning. Sorry. All right. Go back into this. We're going to go back. And this is what your forecast looks like. And it's just basically everything we talked about. Now until 11 p.m. Wednesday, we get that flood watch. And so high of 83 today, 81, 83, and then 83 is what they're saying. Stays pretty consistent. And that's just because of that stalled out warm front. I mean, it's just staying right there, guys. That's where this precipitation is coming from. I have to pull up another tool to show you that because I haven't found it on the other one yet, but we'll get there. So this is what the detailed forecast. I need to get better at sharing this, but we'll get there. Showers and thunderstorms likely, and some patchy fog before 9 a.m. Possibly a thunderstorm after 5 p.m. So I think it's over after 5. And then it says chances of showers and thunderstorms for 2 a.m. for tonight. I believe that showers are possible. Thunderstorms not a whole lot. It's going to really lose its steam. Thursday, a slight chance of showers, then showers and possibly a thunderstorm after 2 p.m. I agree for that. Thursday night, showers and possibly thunderstorm, low 67, calm wind. New rainfall amounts between 1/2 and 3/4 of an inch possible. Thursday night, 8 p.m. Catch us live here. We're probably going to be out. Friday and Friday night, we got some showers likely. Saturday, we got some thunderstorms also possible after 2 p.m. So we're getting in that daytime heating. We were talking about that. Just some of the chasers. That might be a chaser day. And then what do we see when we get down here to Monday? Mostly sunny with a high near 80. Monday night, a high near 50 or low near 58. And then Tuesday, a high near 78 next Tuesday. Look at that. We're going to get out of the 80s, but it's going to be sunny, and we got corn that is all around us, ready to go. So there's a current look of all the watches mornings that are currently out there right now across the United States. So let's do this. Let's have a little bit of fun here before we go into the news section here. Fairbanks, Alaska, you're 50 degrees right now with the high of 79. Darn near almost identical temperatures as us. Thunderstorms after 5 p.m. as it will be. Will it be as severe as the one at 3? No. So the one at 3, that's our cutoff, man. As soon as that happens, it's gonna gotta think of an appropriate way to say that. Once that possible derecho moves through, and I hate even using that because it's so far away. But those move through 2-3 o'clock, right? Oh, we got a new mesoscale discussion popping in. We're gonna have to jump into that. So that stuff moves through. After that, the instability is going to go with that. So once that happens, I mean, the chase is over. So we're going to see what this little guy right here is. All right, that did nothing for us. I don't know if you can tell that or not. Let's jump back over here to weather front. Let's go to... We just decided not to do it? Oh, okay, it's a new watch. Severe thunderstorm watch for portions of Illinois and northwest Indiana for low 10% chance of tornado, 60-mile-per-hour winds plus is a high chance, 70% chance, 75-plus mile-per-hour winds, moderate 30%, 1 and 2-inch hail, both low at 20% chance. That is mainly for that cluster that you see going on right there. So after that moves through, then we're going to be looking at that second line back there. So we'll have to keep an eye on that and see what that's going to do. I thought that was a discussion, the way it looked on NOAA, but there's so many tools. You got to get your colors right. It is what it is. That looks a lot better. Don't do that. There we go. So that is that so far. Now last year when we did this, we talked a lot about what the Huntington Parks and Recreation was doing. We shared that. We shared a lot of just good things that were happening around the community. Hopefully you enjoyed that. I'd like to get into sharing some of what Wells County EMA shares and things like that as well, and what our EMA shares. So might be seeing a shift in the Huntington County Parks and Recreation. And I'm sad. Let's see if they have anything going on. It's well past the 7th. No, they haven't had anything going on for a while here. It's been a while. So they haven't posted since the 6th, or 6 days ago. Sorry, yeah. That being said, I will miss Megan as the Parks and Recreation Director. She decided to step on to something different. And I'm so happy for her. We enjoyed Walk a Mile Wednesday and things like that. We do have Touch a Truck still coming up here in September. So keep that in mind. September 12th, 9 a.m. to noon. From 9 to 10, it's going to be quiet time. So we won't be having the lights on. You won't be hearing all the horns honking and everything like that. And this is going to be out at the airport, Huntington Municipal Airport, just like last year. The 22nd of this month, I believe, is the Andrews Days Parade. And we're getting ready to send that information in so we can be partaking in the parade. So that gives you an opportunity to see us wave hi if you're out there. I get really excited when these opportunities come through and we are able to share just us overall. I really do enjoy that. I think that's a good opportunity for us to just have a little bit of fun out there, right? So Touch a Truck, that's going to be really cool. I just realized something, guys. I got to buy a new tornado. We gave all of the tornadoes away. And the one I had in my truck, I think I gave that to somebody else for these events. So you remember last year we did like a movie event we at the park. They did a movie in the park. That was really cool. Hopefully we can get into some more stuff like that. I want to do more public events. It's just really hard for me right now. I know we said we were going to get out and do like a meet and greet, where we could all just talk and just meet and mingle. Um, I haven't been able to do that. So I wear this stupid boot on my foot. It's really hard for me to walk, not just because of the boot, but just overall. And Yeah, there's been a little bit of an embarrassment factor as the whole wheelchair thing goes. But and I'm not downing anybody with a wheelchair. I respect a lot of people in a wheelchair, and this actually increases that respect, if that makes sense. Just because, I mean, it's just bonkers in my brain that I'm, it's that I'm processing it differently than I should. It's just that I'm like, why am I getting stuck this way? So, but that's why I really haven't been out other than storm chasing. So we're going to work on doing some community engagement events. We're really, 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 really thankful that we haven't had to be out and do community engagement by saying, "Hey, do you mind if I pull this tree into your yard that's covering the road or something like that?" So huge blessing to that. Some of our guys have come across some things and moved trees and whatnot. So that's really good. I couldn't, I don't think I could. If a full tree was out, I mean, I could probably get my strap wrapped around it and move it with the truck. But, so yeah, it's been a little rough, but we'll get out. We'll do some more things this fall. Hopefully I have some better answers. I'll get a hold of Braxton Craft and get us signed up for the Andrews Parade. I wasn't planning on doing it just because I've been down and I hate that feeling. So, but we're going to get out of it. We're going to get out of the funk. We're going to try to get out and get that done. So we're coming up to 7:54, 8 o'clock time frame coming right around the area. Bus stop is starting to look kind of dry out there. Unless you're in Grant County, Wells County, and everywhere else over that direction. Portland, Muncie, we got rain. Tipton, Noblesville, Anderson, just the whole southeastern side of Indiana is wet. So it has been fun this morning. As soon as 8 o'clock hits, we're going to hang it up. I'm going to try to get myself up to Fort Wayne so we can get into the patient advocate's office. It could be a phone call, but they don't like to answer the phone. And I feel people don't take you as serious when you're one-on-one, right? So, and then tomorrow morning, I will do my best to be back here at 06:30 and get you started with the morning coffee with Brad, where we are going to cover the weather, some news, and some other things like that. I promise to be a little bit better prepared. There's just not a whole lot that I have event-wise lined up right now. Just a couple things that we talked about. If you guys know of any other events out there, please let us know. Send us a message. And if you work at this school, let me know. I'd like to get the contact information for them to start sending us the closings, delays information, so we can get that popped up. Or I'll just go over to the superintendent's office and figure that out later. I just got to juggle around all of the other things I have going on. So August 13th, there's some information. Frederick's Photography will be over at Huntington North High School for School Picture Day. Fantastic. Other than that, I don't think I had any other notes as far as the news goes today. So keep in mind this afternoon, 2-3 o'clock, that's probably going to be a good chase time for us. And we're still working on finding a way to be able to do a give back program to the community. Like I said, we'll get back to that a little bit. I have to work with some of our chasers a little bit. We're going to have a little bit of a pizza party coming up too. These guys have been doing an absolute just bang up job getting out there, being available, and just really taking it seriously. So we are going to throw a little bit of a pizza party for the chasers. And we're going to try to get some families together, maybe pick out a park or something like that, and just have us all just hang out and just as a group. And I think that's going to be fun. So other than that, I'm not seeing a whole lot of anything else. I know there's a ton of road issues out there, actually. So let's talk about that. We got a few more minutes here. Traffic. So 124. Did they get that? Does anybody know? Is that open back up by Lancaster? Anybody answer that? I don't know. 124 possibly still closed for bridge repair. Out by Plumtree, it's closed. It looks like. Markle, we have a closure out there on 3, and then numerous other detours around Huntington County. Keep that in mind if you're going out and about. I've seen them everywhere. I haven't really ran into a lot. 114, I forgot about that. Just east of 5. They're doing, looks like, some culvert repair up there. So keep that in mind. And you know what? That is not reported. I know. People come back and watch it later. I got to get back into the flow here for Morning Coffee with Brad before we get what we had before. But people come back, they watch it later, then they get, hey, he's back. So it just hasn't been all that fantastic of timing to start this week with all the storms and weather and everything like that. So, but yeah, we are at the end now. So we are at the end. So we'll start that song and then leave that up. But yeah, question and answer time. So if there's anything else out there, let us know. Anybody that pops in, that's going to be about it for us today. So we didn't cover a lot as far as news and stuff today. Today was mainly a weather day. See somebody else poking in there. We're getting ready to hop off here. We got our kiddos at school, hopefully. If not, they're late. Or you're late. But yeah, most people will probably come back and watch this again and kind of catch some of the weather and things like that. If they don't and they're surprised later, I'll have an I told you so. I'm just kidding. I'm not that guy. I'm not that guy. But yeah, this was our actual first Morning Coffee with Brad in like 4 or 5 months, or longer actually. I think it was last winter sometime. So maybe 8 months because I left in February. Oh my gosh, where did this year go? Maybe 10 months? 10 months since we did Morning Coffee with Brad. That's okay. It's all right, guys. It's all right. I won't get all emotional. All right, guys. Well, as we finish up here, we wrap it up. Don't forget to like, follow, and share. If you have any questions, let us know in the comments or send us a private message. Be more than happy to get there. Justin Kiefer, one of our chasers, saying hello. Justin, call me when I'm done here. But yeah, we gotta get planning on some things. We gotta get some things finished up as far as the pizza party and things like that go. But definitely going to talk about the weather. So that's going to do it for us today, guys. I appreciate you so much for coming on here and watching us. Um, only stuck in here for about a little, looks about an hour today. Tomorrow we plan on being in here at 6:30 for Thursday edition of Morning Coffee with Brad, and I will do my best to have some more actual news other than just some rain events. I feel like until next week, that's going to kind of be our kind of like our purpose here. Is talking about weather and what that's going to do, and just kind of bringing awareness and together on that. Just as long as I'm not falling trying to get out here. So this morning I tried to get out here probably a little too quick, but that is okay. We got about 3,800 followers on the page now. So thanks for all being here. Thanks you guys for being, and I'm going to say this probably at the end of every stream. Thank you for being the best group of followers I've seen any page ever get. You guys are awesome. I take criticism like it's nobody's business, and I encourage it. I've only had 2 people that were problem children so far, and I'm not saying I invite that by any means, but pages of similar size, you just see people just getting hammered. And I appreciate that not happening. You guys are awesome. Like I said, out of all the pages that I've seen, all the pages I'm part of, thank you for being the best followers that I have. It's amazing. And it's a privilege to be able to be here and share this stuff with you and work for you guys. So, well, we're going to hop out of here today. Like I said, it has been absolutely fantastic talking to you guys today, coming back with Morning Coffee with Brad. I'm so excited to be here. I got some flyers to make for church and some other things. And then we'll be inviting you guys to church too. How about that? All right. Well, if you don't have anything for me, I have. Let's see who made it to the end, right? Let's do a riddle of the day. Yeah? Think about a riddle, Brad. I had one. All right. Well, we'll just ask this question. So we're coming up to the end of the live here. I'm going to end it right after this. So tomorrow, everyone who watches this, leave it in the comments. Do you want a joke of the day, or do you want a riddle of the day that's going to be answered the next day? Let me know in the comments. I need to better prepare myself for that before we actually dive into that head first, because the riddles that I have going through my head could be better. I mean, I want it to be a super stumper, but I want to have fun doing it. So we'll bring a joke of the day or something like that in there. Let us know in the comments what you want to see. Other than that, we are out of here. We're going to go yell at a patient advocate, advocate for ourselves, doggone it. We're going to get some things better. So you guys have a wonderful, blessed day. I pray that the Lord keep you and he be with you as you move about your day, that it is prosperous and that it is filled with joy. In Jesus' name I pray, amen. All right, guys, have a great rest of your day.